and I kind of want a sequel to this, and not have to say this is a sequel to Escape from the Bronx, which it's not.
In the days of darkness, when there is no hope for light, the only thing you can do is try and survive.
Endgame. The 1983 Joe D'Amato-directed flick that he's described as being his favorite of his works. The plot: in the post-apocalyptic year of 2025, a game has been invented. Endgame is a survival sport. 3 men must hunt down a guy. That guy is Ron Shannon, played by Al Cliver from Zombie and the Beyond, whom has been recruited by a gang of so-called mutants to help bring them to an extraction point. After hiring a bunch of trained killers, they'll make their way to their destination. This movie was entertaining as hell. My main gripe is its lack of being a sequel to the Bronx series. Hell, I don't think it even takes place in the Bronx. They just keep saying the city. Well, let's move to the positives. And the only leading role I've ever seen him in, Al Cliver is a great anti-hero. He's doing the mission for the gold. I've only seen him in 3 films so far, but he always is a fun one to look out for. He's the guy you see in a movie and go, isn't that the boat Captain Brian from Zombie? George Eastman also stars in this film and is a total badass. When is he not? He always makes for a great and intimidating villain. You look at his acting career and he's been in 60 films, and only about 25 were from the 80s. Eastman is awesome if you couldn't tell already. Black Emmanuel herself, Laura Gemser, is also in this flick. She's the female lead, and I thought she looked kind of familiar. Also, her nudity clause is in full effect here. Only 1 booby shot, but 1 is better than none. Oh, that's right, her acting. Yeah, she does a good job with that too, I think. She reads minds! For a low-budget flick, the action is pretty good. The film has been described as starting off like The Running Man and changing into a Mad Max ripoff. It's a great transition, but flows well with the story being told. However, I don't know how he was able to evade the guards when he escapes. He just sort of walks out of there, and that's that. Also, there's this subplot about people de-evolving into primates and fish. There are scenes where people have the makeup on, but unfortunately that's as far as it goes. The gore, the effects, there's a bloody axe to the head. Someone blows their brains out. There are some sickening crunching sounds, and the head is twisted backwards. It is not the goriest action flick, and the lack of blood coming out of each dry bullet hit is noticeably cheap. I still think the film offers enough to satisfy, though. The motion picture soundtrack, Carlo Marie Cordillo, has composed a lot of music. This has a really great theme, and everything else contributes to the pacing and action scenes. It's kind of got an upbeat Egyptian theme, but that could just be me. Not being a true sequel to the Bronx series isn't a detriment. It's not the film's fault. It's the marketing's. Despite the subplot that isn't utilized enough and lack of the blood that could have been, this film is pretty kick-ass. I do wish the game was a bigger plot point too. It's kind of forgotten about in favor of the mission, which is understandable, but why give the movie the game's title then? Still, with badass characters, some good gore, cool settings, and decent music, I'd have to say that overall I'd give Endgame a 3.5 out of 5. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below and to leave comments and subscribe.